When an object falls, we know exactly where it will land. Our brains evolved to intuitively understand linear physical forces, objects moving through space in predictable straight lines. Wealth operates on a different frequency. It builds through exponential forces, a mathematical reality that the human brain cannot naturally nap over long periods. The difference is visible here. While one stack grows through steady addition, the compounding pile multiplies by generating new blocks from the ones it already created. Calculating this growth manually over several decades leads to a consistent result. We underestimate the final total by a significant margin. Because the math is too dense for our intuition to process, we rely on dedicated software to run these simulations and provide an accurate projection. Modern web tools provide a frictionless gateway to this math. This dark mode interface is designed to make the entry point as simple as possible. The compound interest calculator on ToolStack.tech requires no sign-up or registration. It presents a series of empty data fields that hide the algorithmic complexity running in the background. Typing numbers into these fields sets the precise initial parameters for a deep time simulation. This interface converts linear inputs into an exponential timeline that is finally possible to visualize. This is the engine. UI elements pull away, revealing the equation. A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the power of NT. The principal variable, P, is the starting point. It represents the foundational seed mass of the initial deposit. The rate, R, is the speed at which that seed is programmed to duplicate. Time, represented by T, is the duration the engine is allowed to run the cycle. These three variables, the seed, the speed, and the duration, are the requirements the calculator needs to begin projecting wealth. The variable N represents the compounding frequency. It dictates how often the math recalculates itself. While an annual calculation is simple enough to do by hand, daily compounding introduces a pace of recalculation that becomes impossible to track manually. The calculator executes these iterative loops in milliseconds. It calculates a fraction of interest, adds it back to the total, and recalculates the new sum in a continuous cycle. Changing the frequency input triggers a cascade. The more frequent the loops, the faster the curve breaks away from the baseline. Calculating 30 years of daily compounding on paper would take hours. A digital processor finishes the task instantly. The value of the algorithmic engine lies in its ability to execute thousands of these loops without error or delay. These simulations ground abstract math in personal reality. The calculator effortlessly collapses decades of time into a single second. By adjusting these variables today, you see where a path leads 40 years into the future. It replaces a guess with a clear trajectory. Using tools like the free suite on ToolStack allows you to map out these scenarios without the friction of a sign-up process. Understanding how these variables interact changes how you view a savings account. It allows you to build a financial plan based on the math of what will happen rather than a guess of what might.